Greetings. Once again, my name is Richard Taylor, the author of Brushes with Death, The Blood of Jesus, and Wrongfully Accused, Rightfully Acquitted, and my new book here, Son of a Preacher Man, which is about, my father's upbringing, what I learned from him, and the overall importance of fatherhood. And I am here in Hendersonville, Pisgah Forest, North Carolina. I just took the 5 hour drive to come here uh, last year. In about November, I made the decision to come to a ministry called Life Changers Outreach. And it was in this little town, a little town of Pisgah Forest in Transylvania County. Had a little church called the River Church where, God transformed my life and He allowed me to be free from the power of drugs and alcohol and addiction. And I am therefore thankful. And when I left the program, albeit I left early, I promised myself and I told God that I would come back every 2 to 3 months to make sure that I stay connected, to make sure that I keep in remembrance of the things that has happened and the deliverance that I've received. And so this is why I'm here tonight to fellowship with my brothers at the River Church tomorrow. And this is just a little promotional video about the book. I want to read a quick excerpt dealing with the origins of addiction and the generational pathways that many people follow, and we don't really realize that a lot of the things that we do, our forefathers has done before us. So just let me read this little excerpt. It's only about 4 paragraphs, and I'm going to read it as such. Here we go. Upon joining Goldsboro Chapel, young Butch, which is my father, tried to get involved in the church. His friend Ray Thompson's mother was over the usher board, so he, Ray, or Raydan as he was called, and many other young men served on the junior usher board. According to my father, he did good for about a month and then went back to his old ways. By old ways, I mean drinking and smoking. In addition to drinking his stepfather's liquor at the early age of 8, Butch had also started smoking in the 3rd grade. His two friends, David Adams and Ashayla Moses, would steal cigarettes from older smokers of their families. Ashayla already knew how to smoke and taught my father, who picked up that habit amongst others. Later, he would graduate to smoking weed, popping pills, and drinking regularly. Again, I think of how I traveled the same road as a young teen. From smoking my first cigarette with my childhood friend Steve Britt in the 6th grade, to 7th grade when I smoked my first joint in Minnowell Park with my older godbrother, after church of all times, to drinking my first 40 ounce with Terry Deans, Rico Cox, AJ, and 3 other older teens that same summer in the same park. I will be using all 3 substances regularly before my first year of high school. And that is the brief excerpt. And I just want to highlight the early usage of drugs and alcohol that, my father and many of his peers and myself and many of uh, my peers got introduced to at an early age. And, uh, a lot of us has grown to uh, be battle with those struggles. When you're using drugs and alcohol, at a young age, sometimes it grabs you, it takes a hold of you, and it won't let you go. And I know I struggled for many years, and I know a lot of people who have struggled and overcome, and also people who are still struggling. So all that to say, because many times we don't realize that people uh, in our families can pass those traits down to us. And further on in the book, you see like how my grandfather and uh, both sides of my family grandfathers were drinkers, and a lot of my uncles and aunts, dealt with that. And so some of those things are hereditary. And if we don't break those curses, then we'll pass those things on to the next generation and the next generation. So, um, I talk about later in the book, some of the consequences that my father had and I also had, and the struggles with that. So I just say this to say, that there is hope for anyone who is still struggling. There is a way. There is an escape through programs such as Life Changers Ministries, or through prayers, uh, and through different support systems that are out there. So you don't have to wallow in powerlessness. There is a way out, and most importantly, it is the way of God. Allowing God to intervene, and He puts people in your life. He puts systems in your life to help you. And so I am thankful for my father, who at an early age of 22, 23, put that life aside and decided to turn his life over to Christ. And I'm also thankful for the many prayers. I'm thankful for the ministry of Life Changers and any other program that helps people such as myself overcome. And I'm just thankful today. As I mentioned, I decided to come here every 2 months to make sure that, I am reminded that I don't forget what God has done in my life. And, I think that's very important. And, I do want to, the people I mentioned in the book, they did give me permission to say their names. And, all three of those men have gone on to be, responsible adults and raise their own families. So, I'm definitely proud of those who came before me and those who battled similar struggles who are able to overcome. So I just want to give you guys encouragement, inspiration to anyone who is battling out there with things such as addiction and things of that nature. That there is hope. Look at me. I never thought I would be sitting in a hotel room without drugs or alcohol, but here I am today, and I owe nothing, but thanks to God. So, I'm just going to leave you with that. I just wanted to do a little quick video. I'm tired after the 5-hour drive. I'm going to get some rest, but if anybody does want the book, Son of a Preacher Man, it is available online, Amazon and Kindle, or you can get it directly from myself, 919-587-7782. Once again, that's 919-587-7782, or you can send me a message or anything of that nature. But I definitely want to thank everyone who has supported my work so far by purchasing the book. All of those who intend on purchasing one in the future, I definitely want to say thank you in advance. And those who want to but could not, I definitely want to appreciate your words of encouragement. I'm definitely humbled by the outpouring of support and encouragement in my writing. So I definitely just want to, leave y'all with blessings and peace, love and graciousness, and most of all, health during this time. And health is more than physical, it's mental, it's spiritual, so many aspects of health. So I definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in. God bless y'all. And once again, thank you. Have a blessed night. Gonna get some rest.